Thank you very much, Ellen. And I hope all the poets in the audience are now aware that they have a task to write a poem about cats and one about jazz. You've got your assignment, poets. Get your pens. And one other thing I'd like to mention in regards to Ellen. Is there a phone up here? There is a phone
no,
up here.
so that's what I'm looking for. Carry on, just going to grab that.
Is that Ellen really has two lovely books of poetry. What I like about them, that doesn't necessarily come out when Ellen performs, although, you know, I really enjoy his poetry meetings, is that they have this undercutting, dry sense of humor in them. It's just, yeah, and it's so humble, I mean, it's so full of life. So I highly recommend them. Do you happen to have any books for sale with you, Alan?
Yeah, in here.
Aha!
Mobile shop.
They are available. And how much are they?
15 and 10, I've got two. This one's 15, The Broken Word, and the other one's 10.
And what the other one's title again?
The Upstairs Country.
The Upstairs Country, that's right, yes. I'm very fond of that one. So please see them if you're interested now. Let me see. Gary, did I miss, do you happen to have any books for sale with you?
No, I don't. The only one that I ever published has been out of print for decades.
Alas, time for a new one. Jonina, are you going to have some books available?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, I guess we'll just have
It's a
to,
long wait.
yeah, we'll just have to wait in anticipation with you.
Already, Thank you.
You also need to know, poets and open micers, that you're being videoed, of course, by the impeccable Ken Adder, who's like so dedicated and faithful and an excellent videographer, much as he claims to, you know, just be one of those guys. So he's going to have videos of the performances up on Poetic Justice, the website, poeticjustice.ca. If you would like them taken down, or if you would like them posted to YouTube, you need to let them know. So please do that.
It's a good promo for you.
Yeah.
Good PR.
Very true. And now. Yes. Now, you've heard about her, you've heard her described in verse. You can see her loveliness in person. And now we get to meet Jonina Kirton. How do you pronounce that?
Kirton.
Kirton. Thank you. Jonina Kirton, a Métis Icelandic poet who lives in New Westminster, BC with her husband and editor, Gary Ward. Her writing, which is often dark and delicate, has been featured in Between Earth and Sky Anthology, V6A, Writing from Vancouver's Downtown Eastside Anthology, Home and Away, an anthology, Enlightening Times UK, Other Tongues, Mixed Race Women Speak Out Anthology, Pagan Edge, First Nations Drum, Toronto Quarterly, Quills Canadian Poetry Magazine, New Breed Magazine, Emerge, and a number of online journals. Her first collection of poetry and lyric prose, Page as Bone, Ink as Blood, will be released in the fall of 2015 with Talon Books. Congratulations. And now, please welcome to the stage Jonina.
Probably needs, are we the same height? Perhaps a little lower.
Stand up, Jonina.
You guys are a hard act to follow. Okay. Is that close enough? A little closer? I always find,
So we can move the mic.
you know, with bifocals, I have to tell you, it's hard to negotiate the mic and the way to see your work. Thank you.
Is that going to be?
I think that's going to work, eh?
I just want to get in the right place now. All
I'm
right.
scared of it.
Nice there.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Truly, you guys are a hard act to follow. I noticed, Alan, too, when you're reading, you're often also sort of taking a second look at your own stuff, right?
Trying to edit yourself.
And writing stuff down, suddenly you're editing the thing you're gonna read in 2 minutes. What can I say? Yeah, or putting notes to yourself, you know? So anyway,
Get a ruler and
I'm
stop that canvas.
the other thing I'll do when people are reading is I will take note of really cool words that they use because I collect words. I have like a whole bunch of them written down. And anyway, I am actually fairly new to writing. I actually just started writing, I guess 2006. But my astrologer had told me I would be a writer later in life. And she said some interesting things about that, but I won't share that with you. And sure enough, there I am. I applied for the writer's studio, and I had to write 20 pages of writing because I didn't have any writing. I had journals, but not writing to submit. And they wanted poetry, nonfiction, fiction, and then they would pick where you go. Well, they put me in poetry, and I was really upset because I wanted to write my memoir, so I'm writing nonfiction, and anyway, this poem kind of talks about that, because I'm a poet because of them, because they said this is where you need to go. And this is called Following the Scent of the Pen. Poetry chose me. I wanted to write narratives, books of nonfiction, storytelling fleshed out and full, but poetry chose me. Insists on sparseness, no punctuation, wants double meanings, infers rather than tells, gesturing at the narrative. It thumbs its nose at prose. Says I don't need it to tell my story. Fractured fragments more suitable for tales of a childhood like mine. Poetry chose me. Poetry insists it knows the way, offers keys to locked doors, and full of surprises it leads me down the garden path. Knowing cliches are for losers, for those lost for words, poetry chose me.
No, nice.